Hi everyone, this is the Psychic SLeuth, and I'm going to be doing Stephanie Parze today. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't try to butcher names on purpose. It just shows I don't listen to the news or know how her name is pronounced. I'm not great at pronouncing things. It has nothing to do with being psychic. It's just... So I hope that I'm saying it right. Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. So a couple things I want to mention real quick. I do have merchandise available. The link is in the description box. It's also on the Psychic SLeuth podcast page on Facebook, and it is also on the description for the channel. I do want to take this time to apologize about the Chinese crap on my videos and my old channel. That channel is not, I do not have control over that channel anymore. As I've stated, I was hacked. So they were in the process of trying to transfer that channel to a new channel that had to be blank. Therefore, these videos will have to go to that channel, and I will have to move them over there, so I will not get to keep my views. Kind of sucks, but anyways, I could not wait weeks to do videos, so that is why it is on here. With that being said, my merchandise, I wanted to mention one more thing. If you like what I do and you appreciate me and you believe in me and you want to support me, that's a good way to do it. Also, Paw Tree is a great company, and if you would like more information on holistic foods for your pets, you know that I'm a pet lover, I'm a dog lover, I'm a cat lover, I love all animals, I cry when they're in pain. So there's a lot of great products. There's holistic foods which you can feed less of, and there's a lot of things that can help your dog with pain or anxiety or whatever. So if you would like more information on that, please click the link in the description. I will also, or if you can message me, I can give you more information. So then I have a book called R&R Love, a Twin Flame Story. It's on Amazon, as well as a Facebook page, and it's called, like I said, R&R Love, a Twin Flame Story. I will also put that in the description. Again, I'm sorry about the dinging. It's on no disturb, so I don't know why it keeps doing it. Okay, so now on to the reading. This was an interesting reading. Stephanie is quite a personality. She's very chatty. Didn't give much on location, but description. However, I was able to see that many things I had gotten in Dulce and a few things in Aniah and also Taylor fit here and fit her, so as an interconnect, as well as my pool list. I'll get to that later on. I need to remind you, though, that psychics do not know everything. I wish we did. You know, people have this misconception that just because someone's psychic or a medium, they're supposed to know everything about everything. And about you, me, I'm supposed to know your name, your address. It doesn't work like that, okay? We get the information that spirit gives us. I wish it worked like that. That would be awesome, but it doesn't. You can watch a lot of psychic shows where cops are involved, psychic investigators, psychic detectives. They will tell you it's about puzzle pieces and putting them together. Very rarely is it direct, but it does happen, but it's rare. So it's all about being figured out, finding out what it means, how they are trying to say what they are saying, etc. It's about sliding the pieces together, how we take in the information, how we understand it. So sliding the pieces together to find a location, which is very hard to do. We are all gifted differently. Some people can go, closer to bodies or fill a lot on a map or whatever. Me, I'm more visual. I can get descriptions and things like that. Very clairvoyant, clairaudience, can hear really well. My feeling is shaky on a map, not great, but I think it's starting to get better because I do get pulls to names that end up. It's a weird gift. I don't know. I don't know how many others have that, but I'll get pulls to names, and it'll end up fitting a case somewhere along the line. I also do get random things like in my sleep, words or whatever, and that's what my pull list and my random list is about. So I think that's the part of getting pulled and starting to recognize the pull and feeling my pull. There are sometimes I do feel things on a map with my body, if I'm in the right area. So it's just finding the area that's hard. So this is not easy. It's not easy to see what we see. It's not easy to do what we do. It's the hardest thing in the world to find a body. So give everybody a break. Remember, it's also, like I said, how things come in and how they try to explain them and how we interpret them. So remember, readings can be past, present, and future. Like I said, not everything will fit her. I do get interconnects. Things can have multiple meanings. Things can fit where they lived, area he lived in, area that's known to him, things passed on the way, things connected to him or her family, and also things to validate an area that's like in the area that will say, yeah, this is, this is the right area. So she may only show bits and pieces and not the whole story. We'll give what I'll give you what she shows me, and what I get is from spirit. I will never go and try to know about anything. I won't look at the news or anything like that. I like to go in blind and as blind as I can. The only time I get validations really is if my team or other people, the viewers, help out and give me validations, because you guys know the area, you see the area, maybe you're seeing something I'm describing. Things come in mixed up, and not all will fit here due to interconnects. I did get info on this area months ago that I believe is right. I'll give the dates later and where. But I also got info on her and Dulce, and also Aniah and Taylor, as I said. She is another strong spirit. Her and Aniah are very similar in that way. I didn't really know anything about this case except it was brought to my attention. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I don't know. So it was brought to my attention that in Dulce I had gotten burgundy, and I got it prior to, I can't remember exactly where. I think it was Cheryl, because Cheryl's going to be an interconnect too. I got some stuff in Cheryl that fits here. And I can get things like up into a year in advance, maybe even more sometimes on cases. So that would be why. Anyways, so she was wearing burgundy, I guess. Also, in Dulce, I got Halloween stuff, pumpkins, bats. I believe the month of October also came in. Prior in Taylor's reading, I got 31 and 33. So seems that she came through in hers as well. You can go back and watch. Right now, they are on my old channel, like I said, hopefully in the process of switching over. They're also typed out in the group. In Dulce's 5th reading, this was interesting, because I didn't know anything about the case, but I did get anything about the case when I got this information, and maybe that's when I got it when I did, for her to say, hey, this is going to be me. You're on the next case you need to work on. I'm starting to realize that's how this works. So I got a psychic waving her hands over a crystal ball, and at the time I didn't know what the heck it meant. I was not aware of the case yet, but now I see it fits here. I also got the letter P in Taylor. That could be her last name. Things can also have multiple meanings. Also, I got a man who was into kitty porn on his computer. Sorry, in one of Dulce's readings, I believe that this was him. It may interconnect, and that might be why she came in Dulce's reading as well. But I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure more of her came in that reading. So 27 may fit here. I'm also, that's been coming up for a very long time, since Mackenzie. I'm also starting to wonder if the next county thing in Georgia was not her jumping in Aniah's. She seems to have that type of personality, considering she lives really close to the city Georgia, and that's where actually he lives by. And it came in as I was doing Aniah's video, like as I was talking, it was coming in. So now it leads me to wonder if she wasn't meaning like a city, or it's going to interconnect, and that would be another reason why it came in her reading, because interconnects, remember, are similarities in cases, names, or whatever. So that could be one of the similarities. I'm sorry, I don't understand really. This is on. See? Notifications. Hold on. There. Maybe I fixed it now. I apologize. It was on before. Nope. 1 second. And I cannot pause the video, so I do apologize. I don't know how to do this. Let me see. That might be the reason. No, wait. I don't know. Just mark them all. It's still not working, guys. I don't know. I really don't know. It says do not disturb, so I'm not understanding why it's still disturbing me. So we're just going to have to deal with it. So I apologize. Apologize for the interruption. I don't have a pause button. So, the interconnect, like I was saying, the next county over thing, I believe Aniah's phone was found in the next county over, someone told me. So it could be one of the similarities here. I'll do another reading on Aniah for clarity. She's going to be next. Clay also came in prior, and Dulce's reading is also as an EVP lately with one of the girls that I work with. I also got Edward and Dulce multiple times, but it came in Spanish, but it also came, I think, once or twice regularly. It might have came in Andrea too, but that means that I guess that happens to be your dad's name, but it can interconnect. So on to the reading. Things she says is not me. I try to keep it clean for YouTube, but she kind of didn't. She came to me the same way she came to my friend in an EVP, because she does the EVPs afterwards to validate. She's very chatty, vague on location, and kind of upset. Now, like I said, I guess maybe she knew I already got stuff on location, and that would be why. So I wonder if her friends called her Steph, because I keep wanting to call her that. And she says this picture that I used looks kind of like a mugshot, but like a nice one, not like bad or messed up, but maybe it's because it's plain. But she laughed with it, so it was like a joke. I think she could be kind of funny sometimes. And if you want to see the picture I used, it's in the group under her reading, and that's why I used it. So she's talking about a bad choice when, oh, sorry, I skipped. So she says, I never should have gotten involved with him. It was a bad choice. And when she did, he was controlling, jealous, and she didn't know how to fully leave. Meaning, I feel like this relationship was over, but it feels like one of those toxic back and forth things. Those exes you just kind of can't get rid of or lose contact with. Says he was always just kind of there. I don't kind of like maybe a stalker's vibe, or the ones you can't get rid of kind of thing. Or you can't lose contact with. So I hear begging for me back. She's going to be talking, or I think adding as I type, which she did. She says, we used to be happy. She calls him a sick bastard. I think this could, as I said before, be the porn computer guy I kept seeing in Dulce's reading, because I was seeing kind of the same vision that I saw in that reading. And I think they do that to validate that it was them before, so that I can place it in the reading. She's saying she would catch him doing shady stuff, walking on him almost, or whatever. I hear the word secrets. He had secrets. I hear that she wanted to expose him, but also that he was an abusive sort of a-hole. I get a reference to him choking her. Now, I don't know if it was this night or another time, but I see the same vision that I saw in Dulce in the 5th reading with the psychic and the crystal ball. I was trying to see where that would fit, because it was so random in Dulce's and it really didn't make any sense. But now, like I said, she's repeating the vision to say, yeah, that was me. So I also see tarot cards. So I don't know if maybe she had her cards read too. It could be symbolic. And I'm wondering if the psychic gave her a warning of impending doom, or someone did. To her, because I got a reference of getting something along that line. Actually shows me a death card on the tarot. So she could be using the fact that she went to a psychic to kind of explain things, but I don't know if that actually happened or not. But it could be symbolic, like I said, or it could have actually happened. But it usually means new beginnings. Now, some readers can take it as actual death depending on other cards and how they're read. So I don't know if that card actually came up to her or she's being symbolic. She shows me again the pumpkin and the bats. She's repeating to show that it was her that came in before, to validate that it was in fact her that came in with this in Dulce's reading. I got 30 and 31, and 31 came in Aniah, but it came like 30/31, like maybe the eve of 30 into the 31st. So I think like maybe Hallow's Eve, which is why I got pumpkins a lot in Cheryl, and reference to bat and Halloween type stuff, I think, in Cheryl months ago, right? Back like in April. Like I said, I can get things way ahead of time. So you can refer back to that reading if you need to, but I'm thinking this may be why. As I've stated, I can start to get things way ahead of time in cases, but that's how it feels. It's both days are validated, 30 and 31st. Or both days are referenced. As I'm typing, she's saying that they thought it would be fun to go out on that night, sort of stronger energy. It just made sense to go around that time, kind of like a trip that was for fun. It was Halloween, so it was a good time to go for something like that. But she says, talk about shitty, like a shitty ending. I think she's a very straightforward person in the way that she said things. She wasn't afraid to cuss if the situation called for it. I do see her driving alone, and she's thinking the whole time. This might be, when she was driving home. I believe the psychic or someone told her that the man was dangerous and she needed to leave him for good. Or maybe she even started realizing this, but she talks about showing me a danger sign. And I feel like maybe she could have had like a feeling about it too. But I see she was warned, but it felt she had time, or maybe it wasn't really that big of a deal or whatever. She said she thought about what she was going to do, how she's going to break it off for good, how she's going to get rid of him, so to speak. And I think she has tried and tried and tried. But on her way home, that's all that was running through her mind, I feel. Now, she says lots of thoughts. I think she would talk about a lot of things and clutter her mind with stuff going on. I think this man was kind of a darkness in her life, and she didn't know how to fully get rid of. I don't know if her car was darker in its shade, or just because it was night and for them to show me the lights hitting off of it. But she shows me a reference to her coming in, and I don't know, I see her phone and her keys on the counter or the table. I see her set them down in the house. You can see maybe some light through the window. And as I talk about this and as I share this with you guys, I'm repeating the vision. So that's how I know it's right, because otherwise it would change, and it doesn't change, especially this part, which is really weird. So I don't know. Like I said, you can see some light through the window. So I don't know if this part is symbolic or what. It was kind of creepy when I saw it, and I can still see it. And this is how she showed me. And it's a weird vision. So he's sitting on the couch when she comes in the dark. I don't know if he's just a psychopath or there are drugs involved, but it feels like he puts on that kind of vibe as I'm typing this. I don't know. I see kind of coke. So I don't know if maybe he dabbled in it, or she's just comparing him to someone that is like that. But I get that kind of crazy vibe. I really think a part of her was scared of him. She says 1 to 100 in a matter of seconds. She talks about his temper. She says there's an argument and the violence happens, and I get a reference to her head as I'm typing this, slapped around, and I get a reference to her throat and her being beat up a bit. I don't know where the ratchet comes in or if it even matches here, but I heard the word. I was getting pain in my right temple, and then my throat and my neck, and that's kind of hurting in the area where I was at, and they're referenced a lot. So dude is crazy, in a crazy state of mind. I think he just was kind of crazy. Felt like she popped off to him and it started something, or maybe it was a refusal or that kind of thing, or get out kind of thing, and it ticked him off. So he doesn't really like being turned down, especially by her. I think something was said about the psychic, and that was said, and she popped off with some smart remark like, yeah, to leave your ass or something. At the same time, she's very scared because I keep hearing, like, what are you doing here? Um, and I heard it in her voice, like I was replaying it in my mind. But I see him grab her hair, and you know how one grabs the hair rough on the side of the head and jerks the head to the side, and that's where the pain was. And he's like up in her face, or now you're gonna leave me, or now you're gonna get rid of me, kind of thing. He wasn't happy about it. No, you won't, you effing bee. My whole body is sort of hurting now, and I do think he beat her up. And as I'm typing this, there was a reference to sexually assaulted. Um, I apologize. I get a reference to things being knocked over, and him kind of taking her life in a fit of rage. He's not a nice guy. He's evil. I feel like he lost it. I don't feel like his mind is right, and I don't know, like I said, if it's maybe he dabbled in coke or drugs or something like that. And he would come down. I'm not really sure. It kind of feels like that. You know how some people do it like every so often? I don't know. I get a reference to that. So she says he used to do and say all the right things. Got me wrapped around, say all the right things, got me wrapped around his finger. Then things started to change. She says I understand what she's saying, which I do. And she says never in a million years did I think that it would turn out this way. She says my poor dad, his heart is broke. My sister, I miss her. I don't know if there were only a few years apart, but I feel they're not far in age, or I don't feel that way anyway. Um, I don't know if that means maybe they were just close or close in age. So she says, now you have to help find me. She says, my family doesn't deserve this. I don't know if maybe I don't know who was younger, but I hear the baby. So I don't know if that was her or the sister. So now I'm trying to see where she is, because it's like I'm getting all these images at once. I can't make it out. So I'm like, slow down a bit. And I don't know why Angel keeps popping in, because I've gotten that like 3 readings now. That word. So I think she may have gotten the sword card, or she's using it to symbolize, because she shows me it, and she knows I know what she's talking about because of what I do. So um like the 7 of swords that's stabbing someone, like I think that's the one that it is. I think it's called but I think she called him a nasty pervert one time or another, or even that night. She really kind of upset him, because she says that I hear her say that to him. So she takes me along Highway 9, or it's mentioned, because I see passing a green sign that says Highway 9. I got a reference to 18. We did see when looking at the map that she does live close to 18. She does say battlefield, so I don't know if it's past or just to validate the area. I got that back in Caitlin, and it's not on YouTube, that reading, but it's in the group as of now. It's an interconnect, I feel. I also get a reference to a hospital, so I don't know if it fits her. But I was seeing one like an emergency room, so I don't know. I don't really know how that fits, if it's been in the past or if it relates to her. It actually could maybe fit Andrea. I was talking about her recently, unless there's something that happened with her in a hospital or whatever. I don't know, or someone works there. I'm not sure. I just know I saw one. She says Marlboro, but I know that I don't think she's in it. I've gotten that word before in Dulce. I do know, because I kept going up that way, but I couldn't see anything that I saw, but I do know like it's close by. Um, so maybe to validate the area, I do get between 2 cities, and she says, look for me along the road, along the highway, but hidden, kind of thing. She said that to me earlier when I was looking at the map. I get this right side, or the way on the way he's driving, and so he'd be coming in this direction, I think. So there's a pull off kind of where he could hide the car, and no one's on this road. I think she's in a wooded area. You want to go. Um, I felt like left on the map, and it is, but it's further down. So I don't know if that's why she was trying to tell me go that way. But it feels more like there's more than one way to get there. But I keep hearing New Brunswick. I don't know how that connects. I know Johnson is in New Brunswick, and I've gotten Johnson and Johnson and Dulce's reading. I think this just may validate where the psychic was, because I was told this after the fact. I hear Hampton, so I don't know if she's talking about a road or hotel, or if it fits here, but there actually is one in the area I'm looking at, and it's by something else that I've gotten. But it just feels like a part of a lone highway. Feels like just a forest. Here between 2 cities again. Head hurts on the back of it. Charleston I've gotten before. I do know there are some cases from there. This may interconnect, or it may be past. I did see that there was kind of a golf course called that after the fact. So I got it in a song again. 9 is important. She showed it big. Maybe she's never. I don't know why, if that's the way that you take it first or whatnot. But I saw a green highway sign. It's how I relate to highways. She says in the middle, like in the middle of 2 cities. I think there may be a sheet or something like that, because sorry, there's a reference to a sheet, and I see her being wrapped in it. I can see marks and bruising on her face, and I also hear like, that harder, thicker plastic. So I don't know what he did for work, if he had tools or this was lying around, but I got a reference to it. Stop. I get some type of computer geek or something. I hear consulting as I'm typing this. I get a reference to young Asian girls. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know. Stop, puppy. Sorry. Hear the word fetishes. It's a freaking weird dude. She says he doesn't seem that way at first glance, but he is. And we all know this already, but I got 33 in Taylor, and I got it again. Tried to ignore it, but it was coming in. Also 7. So she shows me the color green. I wonder if she's in the next county because I hear next county, and I wonder if it's an interconnect with Aniah, like I thought the county line cross lines, something like that. Because she shows me a line and she draws it and crosses it and steps over. Um, Maybe she just passed it or she's in the next county over. I hear the word rest area. I don't know if it fits here. I don't know why I see fireworks or lights in the sky, something like that. You cannot see her from the road though. She's in some dense trees off the road, if that makes sense. It's really thick, really quick. Like as far as him doing what he did, I see him wipe his hands together, like kind of rid of her when done. The bastard. Um, I see a lake or water off in the distance. It's kind of way off in the distance. She's hidden in the dense area, I believe. At the same time, I'm wondering if he did bury her because it was kind of like hazy. But I got a reference to him being dirty, a shovel, and him wiping off the sweats. The sweat sort of feels that way. So I don't know if he wore white shirts a lot, but I see him in them. I don't know. She says freaking pig. She's really upset at him, and she did come across that way in an EVP, for taking her away from her life and her family. She talks about plans to turn life around or do something she wanted to do. I think maybe there may be branches or woods or something like that on top of her too. Maybe she's buried just not way deep, but just enough, in a clearing or where he could. It is what it feels like. I kept getting a reference to old cases I used to watch where they were buried like in shallow graves. Or like, is there anything else you want to say? I don't know if she's daddy's girl. Feels like one, and she showed me writing that said daddy's girl. Feels close to him. That she loves her family, and I don't know, maybe they tried to warn her about him at one point, but I hear I'm sorry I didn't listen. I get the color red too, and I hear the word Muffin Man song. I don't know if it's here. It might be that she liked muffins. I have really no idea. That song, uh, What Does It Look Like in Heaven, Dancing in the Sky? I heard that song, so that must be for her family. She says her dad isn't sleeping well or sleeping at all. Says he just wants to look for her all the time. I don't know if he gave her a special stuffed animal as a child. I see him give her one, and it was her favorite. There's a reference to soccer, so I don't know if this has to do like with soccer field not far, which now I have to say, I think it is because I got Bob, and I think it was either Taylor or Aniah, one of those. But I remember it because it was really random. And it was just like Bob. Um, so there's a Bob soccer park in the area that I'm looking at. Well, it's not in the exact area, but not too far, and it's right next to a Hampton Inn. Um, it could also, have multiple meanings and someone could have played too. But beautiful young lady. And it's weird because I got soccer and Cheryl. That must be the interconnect. So beautiful young lady, taken too much too soon. Get the number 25. I don't know if there's a birthday around the corner or someone, or I was getting a reference to a party or birthday. Could have something to do with the area. I get a reference to December and also July. They can be birthdays, passing, something happened, something significant that happened to friends, family, loved ones. Number 54, 3, 10, 95, and 28. I think 27 may interconnect here. I guess it was a ramble off numbers. Q and O. Um, I don't know. I hear something like Quentin or Quinton. I've heard that before. I don't know if it fits here. Um, It might have been Trenton, but I heard Quentin, and I've gotten Trenton before, but I don't know if this pertains to her, but I've been getting those darn bottles a lot. I hear bottles, which is really weird, and I don't know, I have to say it, because it will repeat if I don't. I'm not sure if it fits here at all, but I'm seeing trash, and I don't. I'm not sure, but I've gotten it a lot, so it fits someone. Um, she shows me a heart with a crack down the middle, like a broken heart, and I hear the words always and forever. So I don't know if maybe that's something her, like she said to someone, or something that was said, to one another. And she's freaking chatty. And as I typed that, my computer screen flashed. Heard the word Robin. She says it was fun time with friends or people she was close to, at least for last night on Earth. She says she's okay and that she's healing on the other side and that she will see everyone again, but she will miss them. And I hear justice will be served. Now, I don't know if killing himself was her idea of that or what, but I know she was very upset at him. So I'm not really sure what she meant by that now, but I did hear it. Um, unless that was Aniah popping in. It could have very well been because they seem to come in each other's readings. So I don't know. I hear you will find me, so I hope so. I see him in prison, and again, this could be for Aniah, but I think, or it could be that he knew he was going to prison, and that's why he showed me. That's why, maybe why she showed me this, and he got scared and did what he did, because he's a wuss like that. And I won't use the word she really just said right now. So there's blood somewhere that's significant, and I keep asking if she's done. She keeps going. So I wonder if she was just chatty in life. I don't know. There was a lot of laughter, maybe some drinking that night. I don't know if she liked to have fun with the girls, or if she went out with the girls, but she says fun times. I get a reference to three, so maybe three other people went with her, or she has a group of three friends, or she's the third one, but three all together. But I hear three girls. I don't know if this is a news thing, but I see her picture on the news and her dad giving an interview or talking to the news. She says she's on TV, and she was like really proud of that for some reason. Just bad circumstances, but I don't know. She feels like a quite outgoing personality. Her and I are very similar. I can see why they came in together. Much too young to be taken. Her life was just getting started. She says, she says, women, please heed my warning. If you see red flags, warning signs, get out. Get out safely. Don't worry about asking for help, or find a way to leave, or find a way to, get away from someone. Um, find a way to not let them keep begging you to come back or sweet talk you. Keep yourself safe. Um, pay attention to all the warning signs. And she's like, if you're scared, say something. I didn't, and this is how it turned out for me. If I can teach anyone anything, it's this lesson. When the signs were to walk away, I hear a get gone and stay gone. It's this in the safest way you can. Um, so I think she was like the kind of person that would want to teach others or help others in that way. She says thank you, and she blows kisses, and I tell her you're welcome. And I watched her turn and walk into the light. Now I could breathe because it was really a lot. And she showed me moon and stars. And I did hear across state lines randomly, but I don't know if that fits here, although I did see that Pennsylvania is right there. Um, so in Taylor, I saw an island with trash on it. I have no idea if it fits here or not. I did see Pennsylvania, there is landfill on there, which is like an island, but I don't know if he would go there or if it's someone else. But it has to be kind of significant, because it did come in the reading, so it's got to maybe be someone. But or it could validate like close to the area, because I did hear cross state lines, but it was random. It wasn't in her reading. So I just kind of weird, but um I don't know if this is her or not. There's also a Scott Creek there, and she did say that in EVP to my friend, so that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's validated the area or if there's someone there, but it's significant somehow. So in Dulce, all right, I got a haunted maze, and there's one here. Also in a dream, the night after doing her reading, I got like an electrical plant or electrical things, and in front of it was trees. It was vast forest, and then the freeway, a lot of green, but I could really only see like all the trees. And there's this place like that when you turn off, he could get off the freeway there. It's very interesting to me because it's what I saw in my dream. I've been looking for electrical things. I thought maybe it wasn't here, but now there is one by a cemetery and the field of terror right by the New Jersey Turnpike, which I did get New Jersey Turnpike uh, in my dream, or in a dream while I was sleeping. It's on my list now. Um, so with it looking like my dream, I've been getting corn since Cheryl. I also got Pentecostal and Aniah. There is a Iglesia Pentecostal right there. I did hear dogs bark in Cheryl. There is a bark busters. I don't know that the barking could just be symbolic. Cedar came in Cheryl multiple times. Um, I don't know why, but I'm thinking, oh, and her and Cheryl did go both missing in October, so that might be another reason why it's interconnect. But I don't know. Like I say, some of Cheryl's going to fit her because of the similarities, because of they both went missing in October and lovers. I don't know. So Gordon Road is in the area. This is very close to the Turnpike Park, Dinosaur Park. Robin's house is just on the other side. It's also in Robbinsville. I would say this is the area significant. It fits a lot of what I've gotten in my recent dreams. Area I've gotten, and you, by the way, you would see the Aspen Pink Lake in the distance, which is kind of how it looked in my vision. Like when I was getting the information, I could see it over the trees. I've gotten A and Dulce and other places. That is the name of the lake. So, like I said, I could see the lake in the distance over trees, so that fits the way, especially the way I was looking. I don't know why he picked that area, but this is where Robin would fit, and it's like Robbinsville Township. Um, so now some things that I've gotten in my pool random list. Windsor, I got a while. I was sleeping back in August. That and Gordon was 8/11/19. Horizon was 8/14/19. You go down further, but there is Horizon. Kind of came in the same time. Had a pool to Hamilton in 8/16/19. You can see my pools list in the group. I got dinosaurs. That's in this area I'm thinking about. That's where that was in Susan. And also I got in a random auto ray. I don't know if maybe that's why. You can also see towers. Um, Yesterday morning I got New Jersey Turnpike. That's what I was trying to tell you. She said it to me. Trenton, I got in a random auto rate. I got Bob in soccer, and it's weird that that's near Hampton Inn. There's a Bob Smith soccer park. I don't know if that's just to validate the area or what. So that's, if you look it up on the map, you can see where I'm talking about. I think she's around that area because it does look like what I was getting in my between my dreams and my visions and stuff, and it's all kind of right there. That's kind of the area we're pulled to. I don't know why he picked here. Maybe he just took off and started driving. Who knows why people do what they do? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to put her far enough out, because look, he left this world not telling where she is, so there's a reason he wants her hidden. I think he is just an evil man, and I think that he left a lot of unanswered questions, and it's really pathetic, and it's really he's a coward, and I'm sorry if his family or whatever gets defensive of that, but it's true. I know, and everybody's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but committing suicide is kind of a saying you're guilty in this situation. um so I got Robin, so I do think that that's the area. uh New Jersey Turnpike. There's a lot of stuff that fits there that I got. So, my heart goes out to the friends and family of this beautiful girl. I'm very sorry. She's such an amazing soul, and quite outgoing, chatty, and interesting. I enjoyed her. Her and Aniah are kind of like sister spirits. They have very similar personalities. So that is all for now. Until next time, I'll see you later.